Delighted to welcome the man himself, Charlie McCann, live from Gibraltar. We're looking ahead to, racing's been incredible. We're looking ahead to an amazing weekend. And a weekend, well, I say hopefully we'll never see the like of again, because we've got the Eclipse, we've got the Oaks, we've got the Derby all in one weekend.
Yeah, it's absolutely sensational. Absolute 3.5 miles of perimeter fence up and around Epsom. But owners can, up to a maximum of 2 per horse, go to Epsom for Derby and Oaks Day, as you say, with the Eclipse to follow on Sunday. This really is, almost icing on cake time. But I think the Derby potentially is a fabulous race. We don't know. People will tell you at this stage, we've got the Guineas winner, we've got this English King. We had the story around that, the fact that Frankie has, to all intents and purposes, jocked off a guy called Tom McQuand, who will be a champion jockey in his time and will be, if he's not already, a superstar of the sport. The Oaks itself, I think we've got Love, who is the short price favourite, but the money is beginning to come for Mike. I've been all over Frankly Darling, who did us a big favourite, Royal Ascot. She was 9-4, 2-1. She's now around about 7-4. She won't be vying for favouritism. Love will go off favouritism. Going to the Derby itself as well, you've got Aidan O'Brien looking for an 8th win in the race. He's got 6 of the 16 runners. It really is the most. And then you've got, of course, on the Sunday, you've got the great Enable, who really should have retired now with 3 arcs under a name, but it wasn't Frankie Dettori's finest hour in Longchamp last year. And one of the reasons it wasn't was because he chased too fast a pace set by Gaiath, who reopposes tomorrow over a trip that I think on Sunday, which I think may suit Gaiath. The whole thing is absolutely fascinating, and it really is absolutely top-class sport. And I haven't got a particularly strong opinion about the Colts race, about the Derby. I've put up Russian Emperor each way. Ryan Moore has decided to ride Mogul, so Shamie Heffernan rides Russian Emperor. One of the great imponderables as well, Rob, is the fact that it's a good ground, which is perfect, but there is rain forecast. Now, how much they get, some people are saying that you'll just get a millimetre at Epsom. Others are saying you could change the ground from good to soft. Now, Love in the fillies race in the Oaks has run on good to soft ground 3 times, and she's never won. She's run on good or good to firm ground, and she's won every time, apart from her debut when she wasn't tuned up. I think she won off a big price. So that is one of the things. I think that is why maybe there's money for Frankly Darling as well, of Gosden in the Oppenheimer colours. But that would be my one for the weekend. Frankly Darling. I have backed Gaiath as well against Enable. Race fitness on her side. But Enable will be fully tuned up. She's an absolute superstar. But honestly, mate, this really is a fantastic weekend racing. And again, there's a couple of other horses as well. There's a horse called Furat. I wouldn't mind. I think in the Princess Elizabeth Stakes, which I think is around the 4th or 5th race on the card on Derby Day, that she is a daughter of Narain, Baidu Barbie, beautifully bred. And I think Cloak of Spirits, if she were mine, and maybe I would be looking for a 7 furlong race for that. And King Power, they haven't had the best of times on the football field, but a horse at 12-1, maybe you can get 14-1 if you shop around. A horse called Johnny Drama in the 10 furlong handicap as well for me. So they would be my weekend recommendations in what really is a fantastic weekend for the sport. And the Derby is the biggest classic in the world. It's, for the breed, it's probably the most famous race in the world, and the most important race in the world. I would say the Grand Prix de l'Arc de Triomphe is the best flat race in the world, where the colts where the 3-year-olds and the older horses, the fillies and the mares, male and female, take each other on. And this year you could have, we have an English King going on against maybe Enable, who's looking for her a third win in the race at the age of 6. That to me is but the most prestigious and famous horse race of them all, flat race of them all, is the Derby. And it takes place at 5 to 5 tomorrow.
Charlie, absolutely brilliant. Thanks for joining us, mate. We'll follow. Please gamble aware, gamble responsibly as well. Charlie, great seeing you. Have a great weekend. We'll speak to you next week.
Take care. Speak soon, mate.
Cheers, pal.
Bye, mate. Take care.